Today we're going to learn about drying cherries. Drying fruits is a great way of preserving fruit so that you can eat it beyond the season, other being jamming or pickling. So drying, if you're access to good sun, we are here in middle Atlas Mountains of Morocco in Ifran. We have cherry season, cherry region, cherry growing region. So we're at the end of the cherry season, in middle July. So we want to take some cherries and dry them so we can eat them in fall and winter. I'll show you how to do this. So you take a tube whose diameter, small tube, metal tube whose diameter is a little bit less than the size of the cherry pit, and you put it in, and with a twisting motion, and this way you emit the cherry pit. Let's do one more there. It's a little bit messy because a little bit flesh comes out. Once you have these pitted, you cut them open in half, two halves like these. You cut this in two halves. So you see those halves. Another method, if you don't want to use this because it wastes a little bit juice and wastes a lot of the flesh, not a lot of flesh, a little bit flesh on the seeds, is to just take the knife, cut it around just like you would do a peach or any fruit with a single seed like peach or plum, and then you twist just like you would do a peach. One half will not have the pit, the other half has the pit, and then you can take your mouth, in front incisors, remove the seed. I mean, if you don't, if you're drying this for your personal consumption or family consumption, then you may not mind doing this method. Again, you twist open, one half doesn't have the seed, the other half is the seed. It comes very quick. If you do a little bit of practice, this is very fast. It's actually faster than the other pitting method. And you can see they come out neater than the other ones. Alright, let's take this over to a drying rack. So we go to the direct sun. We want to put these on a tray, a plastic or a ceramic tray. These I did these yesterday. This is about 1.5 kilo of cherries right here in these two trays. They've already undergone some drying from yesterday, so they're already shrunken. You don't see any juice anymore in them. Then I recommend moving them to a metal tray. I won't recommend putting the metal tray first because metal gets very hot. It's very hot here right now in this direct sun. Because when you put directly in metal tray, when they're fresh, they start like the bottom starts sticking and spoiling because of the excessive heat. But once they've dried a little bit like this, then it's great to move the metal tray. Here, these are ones I've been drying for 2 weeks. They're pretty much already dry. Another thing to do is if you baked a bread or cake, after you turn off the oven, the temperature about 65 degrees, about 130 to 160 Fahrenheit, like it's hot for hand but not intolerable. You stick the metal tray in with these after they've reached a certain amount of dryness after 2-3 days to drive off the excess moisture. And this is a great way to dry cherries and eat them. And I did measurement, about 1 kilo of fresh cherries gave me about 200 grams after drying them. So this is like 200 grams came from 1 kilo. One thing to keep in mind, if you're in an area where there are a lot of ants, direct excessive sunlight, the ants don't come. But if you leave them once the sun is going away and it's shady, then the ants start coming and exploring it. So you want to move them out of the ant area when the sun is ending. And one way to minimize the ant coming to it is to put a rack like this. So it's very hard for the ants to climb these metal rack rods and reach it. I hope you enjoy drying some cherries or other fruits.